oh snap, I'm definitely like a scene kid, an emo kid, an elder
Mm.
emo, if you'd say it. Really enjoying. Don't just niche down because it brings in views, because you'll
Yeah,
end up
no.
hating yourself in the long run there.
Hmm.
And a lot of people will say, oh well, you have to have a webcam or a VTuber. No, you don't. Post things that show your personality. You can post just yourself, maybe asking gaming related questions.
Hmm.
You really, really just got to go for it. Be like Nike, just do it. Just keep the energy flowing.
Welcome to Art Talk Connect. We are here with Pizza Power. He is the most awesome musician, streamer, content creator. He totally kicks ass. So, we're going to talk more on personal branding and getting sponsorships and getting your name out there. Please tell us your backstory, your origin.
Ooh, well, like anyone, I think a good brand, good band, good anything you're gonna do needs a good story, right?
Hmm.
Well, basically, my whole brand is revolved around the name Turtle Pizza Power. I have a huge love for Ninja Turtles, and it goes way, way back. And I've only recently changed it to Turtle Pizza Power because it used to be TMNT Pizza Power, and
Hmm.
that's just straight for brand purposes. So I could, make merch. If I decided to make merch and go that route, because putting TMNT on it,
Right.
it's copyrighted, and I don't
Yeah.
own that copyright. But my gamer tag, and I used to run a Ninja Turtle website back in 2000.
Mm.
1999 actually is when it started. I was on AOL, and then I was running a fan-made Ninja Turtle website, and then I moved it to GeoCities, which is no longer a thing. It was
Oh
hosted by
man, you're
Yahoo.
going back.
Yeah, yeah. And I called it Pizza Power's Lair, and it was a
Mm.
fan Ninja Turtle website. And that lasted all the way until GeoCities went under, and that was like 2009. And that's became a blog now, which I don't really post too much.
Mm.
Um, but I started streaming in 2013, whenever the PlayStation 4 first came out, because it made it accessible to stream, and I had never been able to stream before. Because back in the day, streaming gear and it was expensive, like thousands of dollars. So there was very few people streaming back then, except for when they made it accessible for for the PlayStation and the Xbox One, and that's when I started doing YouTube, and I was playing Killzone competitively.
Mm.
And I kind of took a break there because at the time I was in the military, and I wasn't very consistent. And I started streaming again in 2021.
Mm.
It was as during COVID, I was working like normal. So I didn't
Right.
get that luxury of being able to be locked down and stay at home and do content and stuff. So I was working the whole time.
Hmm.
And I was doing music. I was in a couple of bands around this time, and I started doing solo music, releasing solo music as well. Well, my music distributor sent me an email saying they have a deal where you can become Twitch affiliate if you have a certain amount of followers and listens on Spotify. And I was like, "Oh snap." So I got affiliated on Twitch with only 38 followers.
Oh
And
wow.
I thought that was amazing, right?
Hmm.
I was like, oh my gosh, well, since this is a thing, I'm gonna start streaming again, and I've been consistent streaming since. I
Nice.
haven't stopped. I love it. I just really love the whole entertaining and the creative process of whether that be music, streaming, or YouTube videos.
Because I was getting ready to say, like, how did you actually just get yourself into that whole space of streaming?
Yeah. So I've always like, had that love for gaming, and I always wanted to kind of be like a professional gamer, do it full time, and which is a lot of people's dreams, and it's a lot harder to do because I still don't even do it full time. Will I ever do it full time? I don't know. Probably not, but I enjoy it and it makes me happy. So
Now, do you try to merge your music with your streaming as well?
a little bit. So, with Twitch, if you know anything about Twitch, it's got channel points.
Hmm.
And any one of my viewers at any time, what I'm doing, they can redeem channel points and have me play guitar. You know that the device from Men in Black where it like erases your memories?
Yes.
So anytime someone hits that now, I get up from my chair and I go over to my drum kit and I do a a little daddle on the drums and be
Nice.
like, "Oh snap, I forgot I was streaming." But also, if anyone follows, any new followers, anybody who raids into the channel or if, they donate, I
Mhm.
will play guitar and sing for them. Probably
That
I don't
was my,
sing very well, but I still play guitar and I do the thing.
yeah.
And like I said, and I also do it for free. If you want to spend the channel points, I do it. And
Mhm.
I love music and I love gaming, so that's how I intertwine those two.
That was my favorite thing watching your stuff. To be like, oh, he's about to do the thing with the guitar.
Yeah.
Was there any like setbacks from any creative endeavors that you think of, or while building your Twitch channel?
As far as Twitch goes, creative endeavors, I think really just learning everything, right? Because technology, I'm very technologically dumb. Like
Mm,
I still don't even know what I'm doing half the time.
right,
So I know the very bare minimum and the basics just to get things working really. But I think our minds really are sometimes our biggest setback because we start doing something and then we start or doubting ourselves and second guessing
right,
ourselves if we're good enough, and I think that stems from worrying about what other people think at times. And I think if you take that step back and if it makes you feel good,
right,
as long as you're not hurting anything or anybody, even if no one else likes it of what you are doing, right? As long as you enjoy it, that's really all that matters. And
right.
that's the mindset I always try to have going into any content that I'm doing.
You would say having a passion for what you're doing.
100% passion, because if you don't have the passion for it and the love for it, you're
Mm.
gonna burn out and you're not gonna last very long.
Is there any other ways that help you stay consistently streaming? Like, do you
Um,
have like techniques or like,
I
uh,
so a schedule, but
mm,
also not like over like crowding that schedule, right? I
right,
only have 2 scheduled days,
hmm,
and I found that that helps me not get burnt out. And if I want to stream more than those 2 scheduled days, I do. This is
mm,
I typically will do like a weekend, stream, like a random time just to pop up. And
hmm,
yeah, I think taking breaks and having a schedule that's like workable, right?
right,
Um, if you're just starting out, keep it 2 3 days max. And if you like it and you find that you have the time to do it more.
yeah,
But also, when it comes to streaming, you also don't want to oversaturate yourself, because if you're streaming every day, yeah,
right,
you're gonna have some die-hard people who like to hang around you and see your streams, and they might be there almost every day.
hmm,
But what I found out, if you stream every day, at least for me and my own personal experience, you know, if I'm streaming every day, in my mind, I'm like, well, if I can catch him today, I won't watch him today. I'll watch him tomorrow because he's going to
right,
be on every day. But if I keep it to the 2 scheduled days with the possible third day, it's like, well, if I don't catch him these scheduled days, I'm gonna have to wait a whole week again.
right.
That's my mindset.
I have a fun question for you.
Okay.
How would you name three songs that would describe your personal brand?
Oh, that is a tough one. Can I name 3 bands?
Sure. Yeah.
Um, I like to go with like Nirvana, The Used, and From First to Last.
Okay.
Uh, I would say, I'm definitely like a scene kid, an emo kid, an elder
Mm,
emo, if you'd say it, but I'm
mm,
kind of grungy, kind of unfiltered a little bit. Um, so there is a little bit of vulgarity sometimes,
hmm,
as far as like cussing goes, right?
right.
Definitely adult oriented.
Yeah, I'm looking at your page and it's like I definitely like when I look at it, I'm like musician, metal. Like it definitely fits the vibe.
So, so the funny thing is you're going down the Instagram, and Instagram never gets like the videos as they're posted, and they don't
Mm,
get every video. Most of these are all TikTok reposted.
okay.
Um, so I've gotten heavy into trading card games within the last year. So I've
Mm,
been playing Dragon Ball card game, and I've been playing One Piece card game, and this other card game called Union Arena, which is a multi anime card game. So you can like fight like Sword Art Online, right?
right.
Versus
Okay.
Jujutsu Kaisen
Oh wow.
or versus Bleach.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's very addicting.
Yeah. Mm. So do you think so do you like more of the card games instead of just like traditional video games instead?
No, no. I like them both. I think once a card game kind of like grabs you, it
Mm,
just it grabs you. And I'm still doing so I do like a lot of story-based games,
hmm.
as I don't do too many multiplayer games. Well, off stream, of course, I will play multiplayer games.
Right.
Bring back Killzone, please bring back Killzone. But the card games have got me, but I like to do, like I said, a lot of story-based games.
Is that the game you were talking about?
Yeah, that's Union Arena. So that's Hunter starter deck and the Bleach starter deck.
Uh,
So you fight them against each other. And that is a preview for I did a cover of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original theme song from the original
mhm.
cartoon. I did a metal cover of that, and yeah, that's how I was promoting it.
What are these things right here? Is that an actual game?
Yeah, that's the one of the new Ninja Turtle games. It's actually really,
Oh.
really fun. It's only a two-player game, and it's not online. It's a couch. So if you have a friend, you can like that you have come over, it's traditional couch co-op two-player game.
Okay. I was going to say it looks like the turtles mixed with like Sims.
It's the new. Have you seen the new Ninja Turtle movie?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so it's based off the new Ninja Turtle movie and the new Ninja Turtle cartoon.
Okay. How do you deal with burnout? Because, even though you're sticking to a schedule and you have a
Hmm.
passion for
It's gonna happen.
yeah, right, it's going to happen.
A lot of yeah, as an artist, a lot of artists deal with writer's block, and writer's block is really nothing other than burnout, really.
Hmm.
So you really just got to take a break, honestly, and just take a step back, and
Right.
you got to ask yourself like, what is so as far as it goes with streaming. Take that break. I will definitely take that break if I'm feeling burnt out. Especially, and it's not always necessarily that I'm burnt out from creating content. I don't think
Hmm.
that could ever really happen because, as a creative, you're always striving to create something, as you know.
Right.
Even when like the writer's block happens, you're still trying to overcome that writer's block by trying to create something.
Hmm.
I think what equates burnout for me is after a long day at my regular job, I get home and I'm so tired, but I have that scheduled stream going,
Right.
and I'm like, man, I'd rather just like sit here on the couch and fall asleep or lay on the bed and fall asleep than go stream.
Exactly.
But I say I'm gonna go stream, and you won't even know I'm tired because
Right.
my energy switch is like this.
Mm.
And I'm always so happy that I did that stream instead of being like, "Oh, I'll just do it tomorrow," because
Right.
tomorrow will come and you might feel the same way from working all day, right?
Hmm.
So I just my idea of just dealing with burnout is create more content, but change up the content.
When I do my streams, I know, like, I got natural energy,
Yeah,
but then it's like someone
you're
comes
very,
in,
very
huh?
talkative and chatty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then it's like when at least even one person just makes a comment, I'm just like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I
Yeah.
just like,
Right. Yeah.
so that helps a lot too when you're kind of,
Hmm.
guess, exhausted and
But I
someone
think if
comes,
you're dealing
kind
with burnout from content in general, just
of,
don't be afraid to take that break.
Right.
right? Just take that break.
Right.
It's not going to be the end of it.
Yeah.
Your followers, your viewers that are coming to see you will be there. They'll come back.
Right.
And if they don't, you'll get new ones.
Yeah. Now, do you consistently think about your personal brand as you do your content, or you just kind of put it out there and it just seems like your personal brand just happened? Like you don't have like a strategic plan to put out personal branding stuff. You just kind of
Right. Yeah, you
wing it.
kind of just like throw stuff at a wall and see what sticks, right? That's
Right. Yeah.
kind of been what I've been really doing, honestly. And like I said, trading card games the past year, I've definitely really niched towards.
Hmm.
I've been streaming. I am still streaming the story-based games, but I am streaming a lot of trading card game now and
Right.
also creating a lot of trading card game content.
Got you.
But
Oh,
in that and it's working for me, I would say,
hmm.
but I'm also it's not because it's working, it's because I really enjoy it.
What are some things do you think creatives overlook in the process of getting attention and getting an
Of
audience?
having fun, they forget to have fun. That's really it.
Yeah, it
They start
becomes
worrying about
numbers.
yeah, it's stop. Don't worry about the numbers. Don't be a
Hmm.
statistic person. You know,
Hmm.
if you start looking at the numbers, things get bad because it can change your mindset. You know, you can just it could lead you down a road of hate that
Right.
you'd rather not be in, and you'd be in a worse spot from when you first started. So definitely don't pay attention to the numbers.
And then you get like depression
Yep,
and
yep.
you're constantly, and then you end up doing stuff like, like prank videos.
Well, when it comes to streaming in general, like it has its up and downs. Like you can go
Right.
stream today and you might end up having like two people watching you today, but then you decide to stream 2 days from now and you might have 10 people watching you,
Right.
right? It's
Yeah.
always going to have its up and downs. Don't worry about the number, just focus on the people who are there.
Now you have a sponsorship with G Fuel, right?
Couple of sponsorships, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
G Fuel, Voice Mod, and Voice Mod.
Well, dang.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it. And if you want to support the channel, go to frayofficial.com. I have games, comics, artwork, a lot of stuff over there. So have at it. But back to the video. How did you
My,
actually get that to happen?
G Fuel, I'll put it right here.
Which is actually
Uh,
very good.
was one of the best energy drinks, game for gamers, marketed
Hmm.
towards gamers on the market, in my opinion. And of course, it is the biggest one, right? One
Hmm.
of the biggest ones. Anyway, I knew that I wanted G Fuel. I wanted to be a part of G Fuel, like so bad. So I didn't promote any other brand as far as when it comes to drinking energy drinks. I posted daily with a G Fuel tub and G or the cans, whichever G Fuel I had, I posted daily,
Mm.
just showing, that I was drinking that G Fuel for the day, just taking a selfie with it. But I was posting daily and I still post almost daily, with G
Right.
Fuel. Um, so if you're looking for a brand and you're looking to and you want to get sponsorship, it's not foolproof. This is what worked for me.
Mm.
It might not work for you, but it could work for you. But if there's a certain brand you want, take a picture of it every day and post about it,
Ah.
or post videos about it. That's the only advice I can give because that is what works for me.
How did you get the voice mod one then? Is that the same
Voice
thing?
mod, I can't remember if I emailed them because I have, if you go to a bunch of different brand websites, you can scroll down to the end of the website and contact them. I have these really cool sponsorships with G Fuel and Voice Mod, but there's been a lot of brands that I have applied for that I didn't
Hmm.
hear anything back from, or I got a letter of denial. But you can't let that like detour you from at least trying and applying, and then maybe trying and applying again later on.
What advice would you give to people who want to do what you're doing, be creative and get their name out there, but they're kind of shy
Mm,
and they're kind of not inspired to actually go for it. But it's like they want to be there, they have a hard time pushing themselves to put themselves out there.
See that is kind of like if you're scared to do it. I think
Mm,
if you're scared of anything in this life, you'll never be able to do anything if you're scared of everything, right?
right.
You just got to go for it. You really really just got to go for it. Be like Nike, just do it and go for it. If you like it, keep doing it.
Right.
But you won't know if you'll like it or don't like it or if it's for you or not for you unless you try. It's the internet too,
Mhm.
so there are going to be trolls, there are going to be people
Right.
hating. That's going to come when you're putting yourself out there.
Hmm.
And a lot of people will say, "Oh, well, you have to have a webcam or a VTuber." No, you don't. You know,
Right.
if you don't want to show your face, you don't have to show your face. I would highly recommend a microphone, and I would highly recommend talking all the time if you're only playing a video game and you have no microphone.
Right.
Even if no one is in your chat, keep the mouth running, keep talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the thing is viewers will come in and you won't even know they're in there, right?
Hmm.
And they'll leave right away if it's just like radio silence, just silence other
Yeah.
than the game audio. And there's some viewers who just want to watch the game. But it's when it comes to live streaming, a lot of people will go to YouTube or those style channels if they just want to watch the game and nothing
Right.
else. But when it comes to live streaming, the point is interaction. So just talk the whole time. And some people are like, well, that's really, really hard. And it is hard. It's going to take practice. The
Mm.
best thing I can say is start narrating what you're doing as you do it.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
that's a
gonna
good idea.
it takes practice.
I feel like a lot of people, you know how like you'll be walking around and you'll just be like, talking to yourself throughout about like your problems and stuff like that.
Some of us
That's
do, and some people look at us weird. Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, that's how I usually approach when I stream.
I
I'm
like
just like
that,
I always talk randomly to myself anyway. So
and
I'm
that's a
just
good
like,
thing. Yeah,
yeah, so I'm just like I'll just do that while I'm on stream. Like
hmm
just
it's gonna take practice. It
mhm,
it comes with time because
right.
I look back at my old streams too,
Hmm.
all the way from like 2016, and it's just like there's long periods, long drawn out periods of
Right.
silence for me.
Hmm.
And if you come watch my stream now, I don't go 30 seconds with silence. I'm constantly talking now, but it has
Hmm.
taken me years to get to this point.
Right.
So,
What other things would you think you would tell someone just starting streaming? Like keep the talking going. What else do you think you would tell?
a lot of people talk about networking and all that, and you're like, well, what is networking? It's basically becoming friends with other content creators,
Right.
supporting other content creators. It's not a support for support type thing. And hopefully if these other people are decent people and they see that you're real and you're just not trying to get something out of it and you actually are trying to have conversations with them,
Right.
and liking their content and spend just as much as time in other people's chats as you are like doing your own content is
Right.
basically my best advice for that.
Picking
That's
up
my
like tips from other people, I would assume too. Like if you watch other
yeah.
people's content, you'd be like,
Yeah, be
oh, that guy
inspired,
did
but
this
don't
cool.
straight up copy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
don't
Inspire.
straight up
Don't
copy.
don't just
There are a lot of people who will straight up copy things,
right.
to even I've seen people copy personalities and I'm like, this person did not act like this
That
all
is
for the 2 years I've been watching them. What the hell has changed?
I know you in real life. You do
Yeah.
not act like
Yeah.
that. You do not talk with a Valley Girl accent.
Yeah.
Mm,
If you want to start streaming, so of course stream what you want to,
right.
but you want to kind of stay away from things that everyone else is streaming. So
Yeah.
you just like stay away from Call of Duty, stay away from Fortnite, stay away from Apex. I'm not saying don't stream that. If you really want to stream it, but just
Hmm.
try to find something that has less people streaming it.
How important is it to be on different platforms as well outside of Twitch to build your brand?
Twitch doesn't really have an algorithm,
Hmm.
so you want to funnel people over to the Twitch or wherever you do your live streams if you're a
Right.
live streamer. So I would say TikTok is a it's been a big help. It's been a one of the biggest in
Mm,
bringing and building the community for me. Post things that show your personality. You can post just yourself, maybe asking gaming related questions
mm,
from your actual stream. You can clip it. Post things that kind of show your personality or funny or weird or scary things that happened
right.
that show that you have a reaction.
How would you say you combine that with being authentic to yourself, but also giving your audience something that they'll enjoy?
For me personally, I love a live show
Hmm.
because it's just you don't never know what could happen when you're live, right? So
Hmm.
you got to work through it and the
Exactly.
show must go on no matter what happens. And I think that is part of the entertainment in itself because it's like if the viewers get interactive with you and they're doing stuff with you in chat, as I said, like a channel point where they'll do the Men in Black thing, race. I get up, I go play drums, right?
Hmm.
And it throws a loophole because like, wait, I've had people say, "What is happening right now?" And it's just make things interesting.
Right,
If you don't want to just talk at a monotone voice the whole time, you want to raise it a little bit, and then you want to come down a little bit. At
right,
times, just keep the energy flowing.
right.
That's really it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've watched people. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Just sit there. Yeah, so this is my game and blah blah
Mm.
blah. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm gonna click off of that.
Or you'll type in chat,
Mm.
right? And you're the only one there, and you literally see them look at chat, but then they go back to look just playing the game and they don't say anything. I'm like,
Yeah, oh my
click,
gosh, I can
instant click, instant out.
how can you not say something? You look at the chat, you see it scrolling, you're just like, oh, okay, all right.
The biggest the
It's like
biggest thing,
interact with those people.
yeah, yeah, and that's what's live streaming about is the interaction. Live
Right.
shows in general, whether it's music, or you're doing a live play or you're live streaming a game.
Now, what is one myth that or a couple of myths that you think people don't understand about being a creative and branding?
Just because someone says something works doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you,
Gotcha.
you know. So you really got to try everything because what works for you might not work for me, and what
Mm.
works for me might not work for you.
So you don't believe in like niching down?
100% niche down, but
Okay,
I don't think you necessarily need to niche down in a
gotcha.
sense. But when it comes to live streaming, if you're gonna niche, I would try to get away from the oversaturated stuff. And it's already an oversaturated market streaming in general.
Yeah.
For me, like I like trading card games, so I've nailed down the two card games that I've been playing
Mm.
heavy, and so I've kind of niched towards that. But I'm also, still kind of out there with the random story games because if you decide to be a variety streamer,
Right.
whatever you stream, like say you decide to stream The Last of Us today, and then you finish that game and you go on to the next game, a lot of those viewers were only there for the game.
Right.
So that's why I'm saying like, it's like niching can be good and bad because as soon as you say I want to do something else, a lot of those people will leave you.
Yeah.
If you're gonna niche down, make sure it's something you really enjoy and don't just niche down because it brings in views
I
because you'll
had
end up hating yourself in the long run.
I was actually talking about that with someone the other day. There was a person who was an art content creator on TikTok, and she decided she wanted to do lifestyle all of a sudden. And she lost like half of her whole, and she had like thousands of followers. And she lost
Yeah.
like half of them because she just switched everything up. And people were like, that's
But
not what I came here for.
the cool thing about the switch up though is you'll know who's was really there for you and who was really there just for whatever it was you were doing.
Right. Fair. Fair. Yeah. Cool. And then what is one last big advice you would give to content creators that are just starting out?
Remember to have fun at the
Mm,
end of the day. Don't worry about the numbers, If you're having fun, it will show in your content
mhm.
and have patience. Patience is probably the biggest thing. Sometimes you might have to go longer than a year. Sometimes you might have to go longer than 2 years. But at the same time, it's like, what is success to you? Okay.
Mm.
That is a big thing. Is success having 4 or 5 viewers who are going to be there chatting with you the whole time, or is success having 100 viewers, right? For
Right.
me, the success is having the four, maybe 2 or 3 viewers at the most that are coming in and being there chilling with you, because 2 or 3 viewers, 4 or 5, that ends up being a lot when you think about it, and they're in your room. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
It's more
Yeah.
than you think. And I think it's only like, if you look up the statistics, if you're averaging 10 viewers, you're doing better than 90% of Twitch streamers.
Oh wow. Really?
There's not a lot of people who have hundreds, thousands of viewers.
That's great.
Um,
Yeah.
there are more
Authentically.
streamers. I have to look up the exact statistics, but I think it's like 80 or 90 something percent that only stream to one viewer.
Oh wow. I
You
would be in
really,
there.
it's it's patience.
Yeah.
But remember, and consistence.
Right.
Be consistent, because if you stream today and then you take 3 or 4 months off, that's not consistent, right?
Right.
And then you stream and then you take another 3 or 4 months off, that's not consistent. Consistent is being there, showing up weekly.
All righty. Sir, I appreciate your
Thank you.
time. Thank you so much. Can you tell everybody where they can find you on the
Yes.
interwebs?
So like on Twitter, TMNT Pizza Power, YouTube, just look up Turtle Pizza Power. You can Google Turtle Pizza Power, it'll bring you up to my content. Twitch.tv/Turtle Pizza Power.
All righty. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
I
you so much.
appreciate you. And we're going to be out.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah.